Hello, good evening, and welcome to the historic Dunn Field for tonight's matchup between the 17 and 27 Newark Pilots and the 24 and 20 Elmira Pioneers. After six straight wins against the Pilots to start the season, the Pios finally lost a game, 9-4 at Colburn Park. So the Pilots ended Elmira's six-game win streak to start the season. In that game, Adam Donovan went 6, struck out 5, and picked up his second victory. He'll be back on the mound tonight to face the Pios for the second time in as many starts. He's making his 9th start of the summer. He's 2-4 with a 6.86 earned run average. Last night, the Pilots were blown out in Jamestown 14-3, snapping their season-high 6-game winning streak. Although yesterday ended in a loss, the Pilots still come in winners of 8-11 and 10-14, and they're just 2 games back of the Onondaga Flames for playoff contention. With a pivotal home-and-home looming at the end of this week, 2 very important games on the schedule for both teams. Onondaga in action tonight against the Adirondack Trailblazers, who the Pilots are 2-0 against this year, and then have a doubleheader against Saugerties tomorrow before the Pilots head there on Friday. Tonight, the Pilots are in Elmira, and tomorrow they'll host the Geneva Red Wings for a doubleheader. The Pilots will throw their freshman All-American right-hander from Ole Miss, that's Houston Roth. He's 2-1 with a 1.63 earned run average. The Pilots have seen him before. Back on June 24th, Roth pitched a complete game shutout, striking out a perfect game record, 20 hitters, and took a perfect game 2 outs into the 7th. The defense behind Roth looks like this. Left to right in the outfield, Jonathan Crimmin, Colton Evans, Ayrton Schaefer. Left to right in the infield, Aubrey Major, Brett Rodriguez, Connor Gramis, and Braden Coombs. And catching Roth, it's Devin Adams. The lineup for the Newark Pilots goes like this. Batting first, playing center, Mark McKenna. Batting second, playing short, Graham Hackworth. Batting third, playing third, the switch hitting Hunter Wells. The cleanup and designated hitter tonight, number 27, Will Alaka. Batting fifth, playing first, Peter Battaglia. Batting sixth, playing right, Colton Carney. Batting 7th behind the plate, Jonathan Parker. Batting 8th, playing left, Josh Loeffler. And batting 9th and playing second base, Christian Orr. 74 degrees here at Dunn Field in Elmira, New York. You're listening to Frank LaSala on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Now, as Mark McKenna digs into the left-handed batter's box, let's play some baseball here at Dunn Field. Last time the Pilots were here, played a wild 4-hour game that ended in 35 total runs scored. Pilots lost that game 18-17. First pitch swinging. McKenna fouls a fastball back from Roth at 7:10 Eastern time here in Elmira. And we are underway in this perfect game collegiate baseball league Western Division matchup. The one-strike pitch. Grounded foul up the first base line. McKenna quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Elmira as the host this year, they're 14-9. Against the Western Division, they're 19-17. The Pilots on the road after dropping last night, they're 7-14 and 15-23 against the West. The 2-strike pitch from Roth. Swung on and missed strike 3. McKenna down swinging. So the last time the Pilots saw Roth, he struck out 20. And the first batter he faces, Mark McKenna, strikes him out on 3 pitches to start this ball game. Elmira comes into tonight 7 games back at Jamestown. They've already solidified a spot in postseason, just battling with the Geneva Red Wings for who's going to get a home playoff game in that series. They sit 2 games behind the Red Wings with a week left. First pitch swinging is Graham Hackworth, the shortstop for the Pilots, threw a fastball from Houston Roth, counts 0-1. Hackworth wears number 16, batting gloves on. Aubrey Major, the third baseman, in on the grass, the 1-strike pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Last night, Graham went 1 for 4 with a sacrifice bunt in the loss in Jamestown, a 13-4 loss. Roth from the windup, the 2-strike pitch. Swung on, a missed, went off speed. Hackworth down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts on just 6 pitches for Roth. In that game, the Friday before the All-Star break on July 14th, 35 runs, 46 hits, 3 errors, 27 guys left on base, It was a 4-hour and 23-minute game after a lengthy 45-minute rain delay to start. Due to field conditions, first pitch to the switch hitting Hunter Wells. Off the plate, counts 1-0. So there goes the hope for Houston Roth of an immaculate inning to start this game. An immaculate inning, 3 strikeouts, 9 pitches. Throwing 1 out of the zone. Ends any hopes of that, the 1-0. Swung on, fouled back. Counts 1-1. Hunter on the year, batting .405, 32 hits and 79 at-bats. Last night went 3 for 5, hit a double, struck out twice, stole 4 bases, and drove in 2. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled back. Wells quickly behind in the count, 1-2. Comes in, has the 3rd most hits on the team at 32. Behind Mark McKenna, Will Alaka, Over Torres, and Peter Battaglia. And then has the 3rd most runs batted in. The 1-2. Checked his swing. They're going to see if he went around. The base umpire tonight says, no, sir, he did not. And we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Houston Roth looking to strike out the side in order to start this one. The 2-2. On the outside corner and low. And Wells has worked to this count full. The switch hitter from Texas, the Louisiana Tech signee playing 3rd tonight, was the designated hitter in Jamestown last night. The payoff pitch popped up down the left field line, sends Crimmin over. He will make the play in foul territory for out number 3. The Pilots go 1-2-3 here in their half of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. Pilots nothing, and the Elmira Pioneers coming to bat. Welcome back. Bottom of the first here in the historic Dunn Field in Elmira, New York. The Pilots went 1-2-3 in the top half of the first, including 2 strikeouts. It'll be Adam Donovan on the mound for the Pilots. He's making his 9th start. He's 2-4 with a .686 earned run average. The defense behind him goes like this. Left to right in the outfield, Josh Loeffler, Mark McKenna, and Colton Carney. Left to right in the infield, Hunter Wells, Graham Hackbarth, Christian Orr, and Peter Battaglia. And catching, Adam Donovan and Jonathan Parker. Leading off for the Elmira Pioneers, Brett Rodriguez, their shortstop. He's a freshman from Wofford. Hunter Wells, the 3rd baseman, will come in even with the bag against the righty Rodriguez. First pitch gets the outside corner, counts on 1. Donovan on the year in 38 previous innings, 41 hits, 35 runs, 29 earned, 36 walks, and 21 strikeouts. Shut down these Elmira Pioneers through the first 5 innings last Wednesday before giving up 4 in the top of the 6th. The 0-2 missed high, and the count's a ball and 2 strikes on Rodriguez. On the year, has 43 hits and 142 at-bats. He scored 40 runs. He's driven in 17. The 1-2 swung on and missed strike 3. Rodriguez down swinging for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Rest of the lineup after Rodriguez, batting second, playing center, Colton Evans. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marshall Gilbert. Batting fourth, playing second, Connor Gramis. Batting fifth, playing right, Aaron Schaefer. Batting sixth, playing third, Aubrey Major. Batting seventh, playing first, Braden Coombs. Batting eighth, playing left, Jonathan Crimmin. And batting ninth behind the plate, Devin Adams. First pitch to Evans, the left-handed center fielder from the University of California, Davis. Misses outside, counts 1-0. Donovan kicks and deals. One strike pitch goes the same spot, except this time it clips the outside corner. And we're even at a ball and a strike. Donovan, third base side of the rubber from his windup, 1-1 pitch. Same spot as the previous two, except like the first one, this one misses off the plate. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. We're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Colton Evans on the year, same batting average as Rodriguez, 303, has a 410 on base percentage, 27 hits and 89 at-bats. 2-2 pitch misses way outside, and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the first full count for Adam Donovan. Wearing number 22, pitches at DeSales University. He's from Somers, Connecticut. The payoff pitch. Grounded up the middle. Christian Orr, a few steps to his right, will make the play. He'll throw on to first for out number 2. So the first 2 batters are retired by Adam Donovan. That'll bring up the designated hitter tonight, Marshall Gilbert. The Mississippi State commit has 41 hits and 106 at-bats, good enough for a 387 batting average. Against the Pilots this year, in 5 previous games, Gilbert has 8 hits and in 22 at-bats. First pitch from Donovan. Line deep into center field, sends McKenna back. Still back, he will not make the play as it's off the wall. Gilbert rounds first, he's heading to second where he'll stop with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the first. So Gilbert becomes the game's first base runner as he hits his 10th double of the summer. And he will stand on second with 2 away. First pitch from Adam Donovan. He wasted no time and lined it over the head of Mark McKenna. McKenna, a man who covers great ground in center field, can catch just about anything, was unable to catch up to that one. That'll bring up Connor Gramis. First pitch from Donovan, called strike 1. Gramis did not appear as a position player in that win last Wednesday, although he did pitch an inning and struck out the side in order. Gramis, the 2017 PGCBL Home Run Derby winner, hit 21 home runs in his route to the crown. Pops this one the other way. Colin Carney over and back a few steps to his left, finds it, gloves it, and makes the play for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors in a 2-out double, wasted. We played an inning here at Dunn Field, no score. 4, 5, and 6 for the Pilots here half in the second, and here in their half of the second, Will Alaka, Peter Battaglia, and Colton Carney. First pitch from Houston Roth. Fastball down the middle. Counts 0-1. Both Adam Donovan and Roth exchanged scoreless innings. Adam Donovan did it, giving up a 2-out double that was wasted. Houston did it, going 1-2-3 in the top of the first. The 1-strike pitch. Lined into the diving glove of Gramis. He will fire to his feet and complete the out at second. So a great play by Gramis at second base to take away a hit from Alaka. And there's one man retired here in the second. So Houston Roth needed just 12 pitches to retire the side in order in the first. Just 2 pitches for out number 1 as Battaglia steps up for the Pilots. Pink bat in hand. Their first baseman, first pitch, checks his swing. They're going to say he offered at it. And the count's 0-1. Last night in the blowout loss, Battaglia went 1 for 4 with an infield single. 4 of the 10 Pilots' hits were infield singles. Also made a throwing error in the field. The 1-strike pitch. Line deep into center field sends Evans back. He will find it, make the play for out number 2. So 2 pitches to both Will Alaka and Battaglia and 2 outs, and that'll bring up Colton Carney. Right-handed swinging right fielder made the play for the final out in the bottom of the first. Here he is for the first time. Got the night off last night in Jamestown against Geneva. Drove in a run and went 1 for 2. First pitch misses way upstairs to Carney. Counts 1-0. Colton on the year, 16 hits and 57 at-bats. 9 of his 16 hits have gone for extra bases. 5 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. The 1-0. Missed high. Counts 2-0. So after not throwing one out of the zone to the first 2 hitters in this inning, the first 2 to Colton Carney have missed. Roth sets the 2-0. An excuse-me swing rolls down the first base line. Roth will take it himself. He will touch first to end the inning. So an unlucky break for Colton Carney. And the Pilots go 1-2-3 for the second consecutive inning. We played an inning and a half here at Dunn Field. No score. Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning here at the historic Dunn Field. Ayrton Schaefer, Albring Major, Braden Coombs, 5, 6, and 7 for the Elmira Pioneers. Houston Roth worked his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning, which ended. And he took the ground ball up the first base line, fielded it himself, and touched the bag himself to take a hit away from Colton Carney. First pitch to Schaefer from Adam Donovan, missed outside, counts 1-0. Donovan struck out the first batter, then gave up a ground out on the second. Then the first pitch to the designated hitter, Marshall Gilbert, was hit for a double. 2 pitches later, he ended the inning. The 1-0 lined into left. This is going to be a base hit. Waffler will cut it off. It's a single for Ayrton Schaefer, his 42nd hit of the summer. And Elmira has a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the second. looking to break into the run column. The batter will be the switch hitting Xavier Commit. Just finished his high school career in Indianapolis. He'll dig in wearing number 22 on his back. Hunter Wells in at third. First pitch called, strike one. Not squaring to bunt, so that'll back Wells up a few steps at third. There's about 4 steps in on the grass, now about a step off. Battaglia holding on Schaefer at first. One strike pitch. Missed off the plate, counts the ball and a strike. Aubrey Major appeared in the prospect game for the Western Division Prospects in a game I was lucky enough to call. Saw him in the outfield and saw him on the mound. The 1-1. Blooped into center field. McKenna started back, now sprints in, finds it, gloves it, and makes the play for out number 1 here in this second. So Aubrey Major retired, and that'll bring up Braden Coombs. Left-handed hitting first baseman from the University of Kentucky. Has 30 hits and 95 at-bats this summer, batting .316 with a .400 on-base percentage. Schaefer leads off first after his leadoff single in the inning. First pitch swinging is Coombs. Fouls it back. Wells will give it a look, but it'll land out of play. It counts 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. You're in the bottom of the second. No score at Dunn Field in Elmira, New York. Donovan towing the first base side of the rubber, comes set from the stretch. Looks over, now deals. And this one hits Coombs, so he will head down to first on the hit by pitch from Adam Donovan. It's the 5th time Coombs has been hit by a pitch this summer, moves Schaefer into scoring position with just 1 away. That'll bring up Jonathan Crimmin, right-handed hitting left fielder from Siena. Wearing number 10, up here to face Donovan. 17 hits and 85 at-bats, so that batting average sitting just at the Mendoza line, and he takes the first pitch low. Counts 1-0. Leadoff man on this inning reached on a single, then a fly out to center, and then a hit by pitch. Put runners on first and second with 1 out. The 1-0. Checks his swing. They're going to say he did not go. Pitch missed in the dirt, and the count is 2-0. Jonathan Crimmin against Adam Donovan. The 2-0. Missed upstairs, and it counts 3-0. So Donovan in danger of walking the bases loaded here in the bottom of the second. The 3-0. Ball 4, the bases are full of Pios here in this bottom of the second. And it's the number 9 hole hitter, Devin Adams from Old Dominion University. Adams against the Pilots this summer. 3 hits and 11 at-bats. That's a .273 batting average for the Pios catcher. Up here with the bases loaded. Has driven in 7 runs on the summer. A chance to put some runs on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the second. First pitch from Donovan. Swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. So after 4 straight out of the zone to Crimmin, fires a first pitch strike. Donovan sets the 1-strike pitch. Swung on, foul down the right field line. And Adams is quickly behind in the count, 0-2. The leadoff hitter, Brett Rodriguez, waits on deck. Here we're in the bottom of the second. Bases full of Pios. 1 out in the inning. A single, a hit batter, and a walk loaded him up. Schaefer, Coombs, and Crimmin left to right on the base paths. The 0-2. Parker tries to bring it back. It just a little too far outside, and the count's 1-2. Donovan sets the 1-2. Same spot, misses off the outside corner, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Pios and Pilots are not the only Western Division matchup going on right now. The Onondaga Flames are on the road in Adirondack. In the top of the third there's no score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The base is loaded, 1 out. The pitch. Ball 3. Nowhere to put Adams on the base paths. In danger of walking in a run with the bases loaded, but also just a ground ball away from getting out of this one. Donovan sets the payoff pitch. Grounded slowly to short. Hackbarth cannot make the play. 1 run will score. Coombs is going to round third. He will score. It's a 2-run knock for Devin Adams. And Elmira leads this one 2-0. It's going to be an error on Graham Hackbarth at second, who looked like Braden Coombs running to third got in his way. Not got in his way, but got in his vision and affected him grabbing that ball. First pitch to the leadoff man, Brett Rodriguez, was a called strike 1. Tell you how they scored that one after this pitch. Donovan looks back now, fires the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back, counts 0-2 on Rodriguez. Devin Adams rewarded with 1 RBI, and then the second run scores on the E6. Would have been a tough turn on the slow roller, so the 0-2. Missed high, counts 1-2. So Adams reaches on a fielder's choice. Crimmin moves to second on a fielder's choice. Coombs scores on the E6. Grounded to first. Battaglia throws this one into left. Another run is going to score for Elmira. It's 3-0. We'll see how they score that one. So we're roller to first. Battaglia only played a second, doesn't make it. Another run comes in to score. That's Jonathan Crimmin. And it's 3-0 Elmira. An error given to Battaglia advances all the runners. So Rodriguez reaches on the fielder's choice. Adams moves to second on the E3. And Crimmin comes around to score on the E3, the second Pilots error of the inning. The second consecutive night with the Peter Battaglia throwing error at first. Pilots have made 2 errors this inning. One by Hackbarth, one by Battaglia. First pitch to Evans goes the other way into left. Adams is going to round third. He's heading home. The throw not in time. It's an RBI single for Colton Evans. Rodriguez goes first to third, and it's 4-0 Pioneers. So just the second RBI of the inning. Adams comes around to score from third. And there's runners on the corners with still just 1 out. Elmira scored 4 on just 2 hits. 2 Pilots errors. There's still just 1 out. Runners on the corners. In the bottom of the 2nd inning. Donovan throws over. Evans head first slide back in safely. Marshall Gilbert up. First pitch he saw from Donovan, roped for a double to dead center his first time up. 8th batter of the inning. First pitch, popped up. Gonna be deep enough for a run. Colton Carney back, finds it, gloves it. Throw goes into second. Brett Rodriguez gonna score easily in a 5-0 Pioneers. So a sacrifice fly F9, and Connor Gramis steps up, the 9th batter of the inning for Elmira. 5 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Pilots. Still have an out left to go. Swung on and missed, counts 0-1. Gramis flew out to right his first time up. 5 runs, just 3 runs driven in. 2 of the 5 came around to score on RBI or on errors. The 1-strike pitch gets the outside corner, counts 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 2 outs. Donovan from the stretch, the 0-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. Inning over. But Elmira bats around and plates 5. 5 runs, just 2 hits. 2 big Pilots errors in the inning, and 1 man left on base. We played 2. Elmira has a 5-0 lead here at Dunfield. So after last night in Jamestown giving up 14 runs, the Jammers scored in every inning except the bottom of the 2nd. Tonight, after a scoreless bottom of the 1st, Elmira puts up 5 in the bottom of the 2nd. 1-0 pitch to Jonathan Parker, misses, counts 2-0. Pilots, the first 6 batters have been retired in order from Houston Roth. Elmira got in the scoreboard on the bottom of the 2nd. 5 runs, just 2 hits, 2 big errors in the inning from Graham Hackbarth and Peter Battaglia. The 2-0. Missed low, counts quickly, 3-0 on Parker. Pilots still looking for their first base runner in this game. Just 1 of the 5 runs is earned. 1 run scored on a throwing error. as Parker takes a called strike. 1 run scored on Battaglia's throwing error. Another scored on Hackbart's error at short. Just 3 of the 5 runs driven in went for RBIs. And after the 3-1 count, Parker swung on, fouled back, and it counts full to the Pilots catcher tonight. Bottom of the Pilots order, Jonathan Parker, Josh Loeffler, and Christian Orr. The payoff pitch. Bounced. Parker heads down to first. He will stop right there, and the Pilots have their first base runner. So the last time the Pilots saw Houston Roth, it took 20 batters into the game for them to get their first base runner. Tonight, just 6 batters into the game, as Josh Loeffler steps up to the plate. Right-handed swinging left fielder, 12 hits and 47 at-bats this summer. 5 of the 12 hits have gone for extra bases. Third baseman Aubrey Major comes in. First pitch swinging is Loeffler. Counts 0-1. Loeffler, redshirted in his freshman season at the University of Connecticut. The 0-1. Hits him in the back. So the first 2 batters have reached against Houston Roth here in the third. Last time the Pilots saw Roth, just 2 batters reached all game. The first 2 batters here in this third have reached off him without the luxury of a hit. $5-0 here. We are in the top of the third. Pilots have the first 2 men on here. First pitch to Christian Orr, bunted, back to Roth. Only play to first, he'll make it with Gramus covering. A successful sacrifice bunt for the number 9 hitter. And we will flip the lineup towards the top for Mark McKenna. With runners on second and the third. McKenna struck out swinging on 3 pitches to start this game. First pitch from Roth. Swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. Third baseman in, the 1-strike pitch. Hits McKenna in the shoulder. So he'll head down to first, and the bases are loaded for the Pilots. And the batter is Graham Hackbarth. Can really make up for his error right here. Hackbarth on a play where didn't get obstructed by Braden Coombs running. Just his vision got obstructed when he was trying to field the ball. The minute Coombs ran by him, just took his eye off for just enough to allow 2 runs to score. First pitch to Hackbarth, swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. Struck out swinging on 3 pitches. His first time up. Bases are full of Pilots. Just 1 out here in the top of the third. Looking to get on the scoreboard. The 0-1. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Adams. Hackbarth quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Top of the third. Parker, Loeffler, and McKenna left to right. 2 hit by pitches and a walk has loaded him up. The 0-2. Lined into right. Schaefer backed his ball, going to be deep enough. Parker will test it. Loeffler will also tag. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Graham Hackbarth. Picks up his 13th, and the Pilots are on the board. So a sac fly F9. Parker scores his 20th run on the tag. Loeffler moves up to third, and there's runners on the corners with 2 outs. For Hunter Wells. Pilots are on the scoreboard. Roth from the stretch. First pitch to Wells. Grounded up the middle. Rodriguez, a few steps to his left, will step on the bag at second to end the inning. But the Pilots get one without the luxury of a hit. They leave 2 on. Here in the third, we played 2.5. Elmira on top, 5-1. Welcome back. Bottom of the third here at the historic Dunn Field. Ayrton Schaefer, Aubrey Major, and Braden Coombs off of Adam Donovan, who would love to have that bottom of the second inning back. Elmira batted around, scored 5 runs on just 2 hits. 2 big errors in the inning cost the Pilots. Counts quickly 0-2 on Schaefer. The Pilots answered with 1 run back in the top of the third of their own on a sacrifice fly from Graham Hackbarth. The 0-2. Missed upstairs. Counts 1-2. Schaefer led off the top of the second with a single and came around to score the game's first run. The 1-2. Grounded down the third base line. Foul, and we'll do it again. Donovan's pitch count up to 43 thus far. Here, 1 batter into the third, the 1-2. Off speed, missed high, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Donovan wearing number 22 on his back. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled back. We'll do it again. Out-of-town scoreboard update. In Adirondack, Onondaga has taken a 2-0 lead in the top of the third on a 2-run double from Trey Bauer, their first baseman. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled back. We'll do it again. Pilots looking up at the Flames in the standings. They lead by 2. 2 games with 6 games left to go for the Pilots. A big home-and-home looming at the end of this week at Onondaga on Friday, and then Onondaga comes to Newark on Saturday. The 2-2 to Schaefer. Line down the right field line. Colton Carney over. He will not get there as his ball lands foul, and we will do the 2-2 again. So the 9th pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Ayrton Schaefer. Got the second inning rally going with a leadoff single. The 2-2. Gets the inside corner, strike 3. Schaefer down, looking to start this bottom of the third. In a shutdown inning opportunity for the Pilots. Pilots gave up 5 runs in 2 shutdown opportunity innings last night. The batter will be Aubrey Major. Flew out to Mark McKenna in center his first time up. McKenna and Loeffler shading left, so if Major can go the other way, could possibly have 3 bags. A lot of room in between Loeffler and the left field line, and even between Loeffler and McKenna. First pitch was a called strike one. The second pitch swung on and missed. The Xavier commit quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Donovan has struck out 3. He struck out 2 in a row. The 0-2. Off the plate. Counts a ball and 2 strikes. A ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, no one on. The 1-2. Rounded to the right side, past the glove of Christian Moore into right. Barney will cut it off. It's a 1-out single by Aubrey Major. His 35th hit of the summer. And the Pios have a 1-out base runner. As Braden Coombs steps up to the plate. His first time up, Coombs was hit by a pitch and scored a run on Graham Hackbart's error. It's 5-1. Elmira leads. We're in the bottom of the third. 1 on, 1 out. Donovan throws over. Almost catches Major napping. Head first slide back in safely. Aubrey on the year has stolen 3 bases in just 4 attempts. He's being held on over there by Battaglia. First pitch. Grounded to first. Battaglia steps on the bag, throws down to second. Hackbart slaps the tag to end the inning. Coombs wondering that ball was foul. Battaglia keeps it fair. Leads him right to the bag. He steps on it, then he fires to second to complete the double play. No runs, 1 hit, and because of the double play, no Pios left on base. We played 3. Elmira still in front. They lead this one 5-1 here at the historic Dunn Field. Welcome back, top of the 4th inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, and because of a double play, no runners left on base in the Pioneers' half of the third. So Adam Donovan pitches a successful shutdown inning, and it'll be a new pitcher against the Pilots here in the top of the fourth. It'll be Noah Hughes, right-handed pitcher from Jackson, Mississippi, and Mississippi State. So Houston Roth's night is over. First pitch to Peter Battaglia. Will Alaka make that? Misses way outside. Counts 1-0. It'll be Alaka, Battaglia, and Colton Carney here in this inning. If anyone gets on, Jonathan Parker. 5-1, Elmira leads. Alaka grounded out to second his first time up, the 1-0. Gets the inside corner. We're even at a ball and a strike. Hughes pitched last Wednesday at Colburn Park. He pitched the fourth inning. Gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, walked a batter, and struck out a batter. And the Pilots' 9-4 win. 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled back, counts 1-2. Numbers on the year: 11 previous games, 12 1/3 previous innings, 17 hits, 17 runs, 14 of those earned. He's walked 14, he struck out 12. He's 3-1 with a 10.21 earned run average. Stands at 6'1", 192 on the mound. The 1-2. Rounded down the first base line, but the ball rolls foul. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Alaka. Houston Roth goes 3. Does not give up a hit, but gives up a run. Pilots sent up 6 men against him in the third. He hit 2 batters, walked a batter, and then gave up a sac fly for the run. He also struck out 2. That was the first 2 batters of the game, Mark McKenna and Graham Hackworth. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled back. Coombs thinks about it. Ball out of play, and we'll do it again. Adirondack has tied the game up against Onondaga at the Robert Smith Sports Complex in Boonville. So they're tied at 2 with 2 bottom of the third inning runs. They're in the top of the fourth in that game. Adirondack still itching at playoff contention. They sit just 3 games back, or make that 3.5. Noah Hughes finally gets to Alaka on the 6th pitch. He swings through a high fastball for out number 1. That'll bring up Peter Battaglia. Has an error in this game for the Pilots. And he flew out to center field his first time up. First baseman from Niagara. First pitch from Hughes. Grounded slowly to third. Major to a knee. Will fire across the diamond for out number 2. So 1 pitch for out number 2, and that'll bring up Colton Carney. Parker Ford from the third base side of the rubber. First pitch. Missed inside, counts 1-0. Colton had an unusual ground out to end the second. It was an excuse me swing on a 2-0 that went down the first base line. Houston Roth, the starter, fielded it and then took it himself to complete the out. The 1-0 foul tipped off the glove of Devin Adams behind the plate. Counts a ball and a strike. Parker, or make that Noah Hughes, looking for a 1-2-3 top of the fourth. Elmira will have 8, 9, and 1 in their half. A ball, a strike, 2 outs. From the windup, the pitch. Inside, counts 2-1. From the windup, the 2-1. Grounded up the middle. Rodriguez will play it on a hop. He will fire to first. And a big stretch by Coombs is enough for out number 3. Had to do a full split on that one to beat Colton Carney down the first base line. The Pilots go 1-2-3 here in their half of the fourth. We played 3.5. Elmira on top, 5-1. Jonathan Crimmin, Devin Adams, Brett Rodriguez here in the Pios half of the fourth. Elmira leads this one 5-1 here at the historic Dunn Field. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the second, answered back 1 in the top of the third. First pitch from Adam Donovan. This is high, counts 1-0. Thanks to a 3-3-6 double play, Adam Donovan worked to a scoreless and a 1-2-3 bottom of the third. This pitch popped up very high. Parker back will run out of room, and he counts a ball and a strike on Crimmin. Crimmin walked on 4 pitches to load the bases, then came around to score on a throwing error in that 5-run second. Pilots went 1-2-3 in their half of the fourth on against the new pitcher, Noah Hughes. This one grounded up the middle over the head of Donovan. Christian Orr plays it on a hop, throws the first, and there's 1 away here in the fourth. That'll bring up Devin Adams. Adams drove in the first run of the game on a fielder's choice, and then second run came in to score on an E6. So he picked up his 8th RBI. Up here with no one on, first pitch from Donovan, missed outside, counts 1-0. No run, or 1 run, no hits, 2 errors for the Pilots. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Elmira. This one lined into center field. McKenna, a few steps to his right, finds it, gloves it, and makes the play for out number 2. So the first 2 batters are retired, and we will flip the lineup back towards the top for Brett Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2 tonight with a run scored. Rodriguez has also struck out in this game. Leadoff hitter, the shortstop from Wofford. First pitch swinging, lines this one to right. Carney back will make the play for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Adam Donovan. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. We played 4. Elmira still in charge, 5-1. Top of the 5th inning, Jonathan Parker, Josh Loeffler, Christian Orr, 7, 8, and 9 in the Pilots order against Noah Hughes on the mound for his second inning of work. First pitch fired in for a called strike one. Parker worked a walk his first time up, then scored the Pilots' first and only run. Came around to score on a Graham Hackbarn sacrifice fly. Counts a ball and a strike on him. Adam Donovan has pitched 2 consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings after that rough patch in the bottom of the second, which he gave up 5 runs on just 2 hits. Pilots make 2 errors in that half inning. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled back. Counts a ball and 2 strikes. Back when the Pilots scored that run in the third after this 1-2 to Parker, which he swung on, fouled back, so we'll do it again. So back in the 1 run when they scored in the top of the third, the Pilots just had 1 official at-bat. Parker walked, Loeffler was hit, Christian Orr bunted, McKenna was hit, and then Hackbarth hit a sacked fly. None of those official at-bats in this one. The 1-2. Grounded to third. Major over to his left. Boots it. This ball goes into left. Parker's going to reach on what should be an E5, and it's going to be. So the Pilots have their leadoff base runner here in the 5th. The second time, Parker has led off an inning on base. So Elmira joins the error column. On an E5. And the batter will be Loeffler. Right-handed swinging left fielder was hit on a Houston Roth offering his first time up. Noah Hughes into the stretch for the first time tonight. Fires in a first pitch for a called strike one. Noah Hughes on in his second inning of work. Pilots have had 4 base runners without the luxury of a hit tonight. A walk, an error, and 2 hit batters. The 1 grounded to the right side. This ball is going to be a base hit. Parker's going to head down to second. A single for Josh Loeffler, and the Pilots are in the hit column. Here in the top of the 5th. So no hitter tonight for the Pioneers. That'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Christian Orr. Hit a successful sacrifice bunt his first time up. We'll see if they have him bunting again. The youngest Pilot without an official at-bat in this game. Hughes comes set. First pitch, squares the bunt, gets it down. Hughes will field it, only play to first. He makes it. Back-to-back successful sacrifice bunts for Christian Orr, and there's runners on second and third. 1 out. So his sack bunt, 1-4 put out, and we will flip the lineup back to the top for Mark McKenna. Now, the last time this situation came up, Parker and Loeffler reach or sack bunts, McKenna was hit in the back. Third baseman Aubrey Major in. First pitch to McKenna. Low. Counts 1-0. McKenna struck out for the 15th time to lead off this game. Then was hit for the 9th time in the third. The 1-0. Rounded foul, and we're even at a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 1 out. Top of the 5th, the Pilots threatening. McKenna on the year has driven in 17 runs. Has a chance to drive in 2 right here. Noah Hughes set from the stretch to the 1-1. Missed low, counts 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 on, 1 out. Aubrey Major has backed up a few steps at third, ahead of the 2-1 to McKenna. The pitch swung on and missed. We're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parker and Loeffler stand off third and second. McKenna, the man at the plate for the Pilots. Your left-handed hitting center fielder, the 2-2. Grounded slowly. Hughes will field. He'll look Parker back to third, and then his throw just beats McKenna down the line. And there's 2 away for Graham Hackbarth. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly his last time up. Has the Pilots' only run batted in tonight. He's also struck out in this game. Can keep making up for his error if he can put a ball in play right here against Hughes. Swung on, fouled back, counts 0-1. Hughes sets third base side of the rubber. Aubrey Major in at third. 1 strike pitch. Lined into center field. This is going to be a base hit. Parker scores. Loeffler's rounding third. He'll score. It's a 2-run single for Graham Hackbarth. And the Pilots have cut this lead in half. It's 5-3. So Parker scores his second run. Loeffler scores his first. And the Pilots are inching back into this one. 3 RBIs for Graham. He's got 15 on the year. And the batter will be Hunter Wells. 0 for 2 tonight. Hughes throws over. Head first slide for Hackbarth. He's back in safely. Hackbarth, not much of a threat to steal. Has stolen just 3 bases in 4 attempts this summer. Don't want to get picked off on the bases with Wells at the plate. Wells, very good handling the bat, was 3 for 5 in the loss last night. Drove in 2 of the 3 Pilots' runs, also stole 4 bases and struck out twice. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 6th batter in the inning. The 1-0. Time was called. So the count will remain 1-0. So 2 innings in this game, 2 of the 5. Jonathan Parker has led off the inning. In the inning when Parker leads off, the Pilots put runs on the scoreboard. In the 3 innings when Parker has not led off, the Pilots have gone 1-2-3 in this game. All 3 runs have been driven in by Graham Hackbarth, the shortstop who sits at first, so making up for that misplay in the field. Wells, the 6th batter in the inning, is 0 for 2. Here in this half, 5-3. Pilots with 2 runs on Graham Hackbarth's single. 1 error in this inning on the 3rd baseman, Major. Hughes throws over, almost gets Hackbarth, who had to do a Superman dive back into first to avoid being picked off on the base paths. The 2-0. Missed low, counts quickly, 3-0 on Wells. Alaka waits on deck. Hackbarth on first, being held on by Coons. Wells looking to extend this inning, the 3-0. Gets the outside corner. Counts 3-1. Hughes sets. Adams sets up outside. The 3-1. Grounded to second. Gramis will play it on a hop. He will fire to first to end the inning. But the Pilots cut this 4-run lead in half. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error in the inning, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Elmira still on top. They lead this one 5-3. Two, 3, and 4 for Elmira here in their half of the 5th. First pitch from Adam Donovan, grounded. Past the diving glove of Christian Orr into right. 1 pitch, 1 hit here in the 5th. And Elmira's got their leadoff man on. Colin Evans, his 2nd single of the night. He's 2 for 3. And the batter will be the designated hitter, Marshall Gilbert. Pilots got 2 back in their half of the 5th. 2 runs, 2 hits. The big hit, the Graham Hackbarth 2-run, 2-out single. So it's 5-3. Another shutdown inning off of Donovan. The single by Colton Evans ended a string of 5 straight retired by the Pilots righty. First pitch to Gilbert, called strike 1. Donovan making his 2nd start in as many appearances against these Pioneers. Started against them last Wednesday night, the first game after the All-Star break. Beat him 9-4 to pick up his 2nd win. Gave up all 5 of his runs in the bottom of the 2nd. Gave up just 2 hits. Walked a batter, hit a batter, but 2 big errors in that inning. And one where the Pilots would love to have back. That inning, the difference maker in this one. Elmira up 2, it's 5-3. Pilots have scored the last 3. Count is 1-1 on Gilbert. Make that 2-1 on the Mississippi State commit. He is 1 for 1. He's seen, through his first 2 plate appearances, he saw 2 pitches, a double and a sacrifice fly. 2-1 pitch missed outside. And the count goes to 3-1. Gilbert looking for his 3rd consecutive productive at-bat, ahead in the count on the Pilots' righty Donovan. Evans leads off first, led off this inning with a 1-pitch single. The 3-1 missed outside, ball 4. The 2nd walk given up by Donovan in this game. And the first 2 men have reached for Elmira here in the bottom of the 5th. That was the 65th pitch of the night from Donovan here, 2 batters into the 5th. He has thrown 41 of the 65 for strikes. Battaglia comes in at first, anticipating a bunt from Connor Gramis, who's 0 for 2. Wells will join him. He's about to step in on the grass. First pitch popped up. Hackbarth back. He will call for it in short center field, and he will make the play for out number 1. So Gramis, 1 pitch, 1 out. Leaves Gilbert and Evans on first and second, and that'll bring up Ayrton Schaefer. Hit a single and scored the game's first run in the second, then struck out looking in the third. Here he is in the fifth with 2 on and 1 out. Donovan from the stretch where he's been the majority of the night. Schaefer steps out ahead of the first pitch. He's 1 for 2 tonight. The right-handed hitting right fielder from Sanford has 42 hits and 133 at-bats on the summer. Donovan sets, looks back at second, now fires. First pitch outside, counts 1-0. One ball, no strikes. 2 on, 1 out. Grounded to Hackbarth. You will field it. Flips a second, return throw in time to end the inning. 2 outs for the price of 1, and Donovan gets out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and because of the double play, just 1 man left on. We play 5. Elmira still leads 5-3 here at the historic Dunn Field. So a productive fourth inning, or make that fifth inning for Graham Hackbarth. Hits a 2-out, 2-run single, and then starts a 6-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the fifth. Pilots still down just 5-3 here at Dunn Field as we start the sixth. Third pitcher of the night for Elmira. Spin the wheel. It's reliever, left-hander, number 32, Josh Smith. First pitch to Alaka, missed high, counts 1-0. Josh Smith, 6'5", 230 from Saline, Michigan, and the University of Kentucky. He's a sophomore there. From his windup, the 1-0. Swung on and missed, went off speed on Alaka, who's 0 for 2, counts even at a ball and strike. The first lefty against the Pilots tonight. Noah Hughes went 2, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and struck out a batter. The 1-1. Missed low and counts 2-1 on Alaka. Alaka, Battaglia, Carney, this trio is 0 for 6 tonight against Elmira pitching. The 2-1. Blooped into right. This ball is going to drop in front of Schaefer. Alaka with a single. His 36th hit of the summer takes sole possession of the Pilots' hit leaderboard. And they have a leadoff base runner here in the 6th. Numbers on Josh Smith. 12 previous games, 17 previous innings. 16 hits, 10 runs, 8 earned. 18 walks, 19 Ks. He's 0-1 with a .423 earned run average. Works from the same side of the rubber as Noah Hughes did, the third base side. First pitch to Battaglia, misses high, counts 1-0. Major started in at the grass against Battaglia, then Pete did not square to bunt, so he'll take a few steps back. First left-handed look for the Pilots, their first batter. Roped a single. The 1-0 to Battaglia. Gets the inside corner. We're even at a ball and a strike. Three runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Pilots. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Elmira. The 1-1. Battaglia checks his swing, and no, he did not. That hit him. They're going to ask to see if he went around. He did not, and Battaglia will head down to first with his 12th hit by pitch of the summer. The third Pilot to be hit tonight, joining Loeffler and McKenna. And there's runners on first and second for Colton Carney. Carney 0 for 2 tonight. Up against the third different pitcher. First pitch from Smith, squares the bunt. Fouls it back, counts on 1. So Alaka hits a single, a bloop single to start this inning, and Battaglia gets hit. Counts 0-1 on Carney. See if he squares again. He's up in the right-handed batter's box. Corner infielders are in. He does square, and he gets it down the third base line. Smith will go to the bare hand, fires across his body way outside, and Carney reaches first. The bases are full of Pilots with no outs on the infield single from Colton Carney. Would have been a tough play anyway for Smith. Carney has good speed running down the first base line, and they gave him a hit. And that'll bring up Jonathan Parker. Up with the bases loaded and no one out. Aubrey Major in at the bag, or in at third on the grass. Alaka, Battaglia, Carney left to right. Coombs also in at first. First pitch inside, counts 1-0. Parker, the first Pilot batter to bat in consecutive innings tonight. He walked and scored in the third, reached on an error, and scored in the fifth. He scored the Pilots' first 2 runs. They trail 5-3, threatening here in the 6th. The 1-0. Grounded to short. Rodriguez bobbles it. No play at all. A run is going to score, and the bases will remain loaded. Everyone moves up 90 feet. We'll see how they score that one for Parker. Should be a fielder's choice and an E6, giving Parker an RBI, but we'll see how they decide to do it. But for now, it's 4-5. First pitch to Loeffler. Still nobody out. Misses inside, 1-0. So Parker picks up the error. Or Parker picks up an RBI on the fielder's choice and then reaches on an error. Grounded to third. Major bobbles this one. He's not going to have a play, and another run's going to score. The Pilots have tied it up at 5. Battaglia comes around to score, and we are all tied up. Going to be an E5. Would have been a tough play for a turn. So Loeffler picks up an RBI. It's another error, too, and we're tied at 5. So Parker picks up his 13th. Loeffler his 6th RBI. Bases still loaded. Still nobody out. First pitch to Christian Orr, a called strike 1. The 0-1. Missed, counts 1-1. Counts 2-1 on Christian Orr. The Pilots have tied us up at 5. They've got 2 hits in the inning, 2 Elmira errors. They've scored 5 in a row. Corner infielder's still in. The 2-1. Rounded foul, and the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the youngest Pilot. The leadoff man, Mark McKenna, waits on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs. The pitch from Smith. Missed low, and the count is full. So Willawaka singled. Battaglia was hit. Colton Carney beat out a bunt single. And Parker grounded into a fielder's choice, and an E6 was made. And then Loeffler grounded into a fielder's choice, and an E5 was made. This one misses to Christian Orr. A walk in a run. That's Carney. Bases still loaded. And the Pilots have taken a lead 6-5. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters have 3 RBIs in a row, and the Pilots have taken the lead. And we are going to have a mound visit from the pitching coach. So an eventful inning. Alaka walks, Battaglia hit. Carney infield single loads him up. A routine ground ball to the shortstop Rodriguez that would have been a tough turn with Parker running down first was booted. No plays were made. Parker picks up an RBI on the fielder's choice. Carney safe on the E6. The next batter, Loeffler, same thing happens. A grounder to Aubrey Major at third. He boots it. Would have been a tough double play. Loeffler picks up the fielder's choice. Parker moves up to second on the E5. Since then, they've both moved up another 90 feet, and Christian Orr has taken over at first. Pilots have their first 6 batters have reached on just 2 hits, and they've scored 3 runs. The bases are still loaded. There is still nobody out. First pitch to McKenna, missed. Smith worked himself into trouble. The second pitch to McKenna, missed. Counts 2-0. 6-5, Pilots have taken over the lead here in the top of the 6th. The 2-0, missed. Counts 3-0 to the leadoff man, McKenna. No reason to even take that bat off the shoulder on this pitch. Nowhere to put him on the base paths. Smith sets. The 3-0, missed. Walks in another run. And the bases are still loaded with nobody out. And the man who's swinging a hot bat, Graham Hackbarth, will step up to the plate. Parker scores his 3rd run of the game. McKenna picks up his first RBI. 4 straight RBIs for the Pilots. The first 7 batters in this half inning have reached for them. First pitch to Hackbarth, called strike 1. 8th batter of the inning. Graham struck out in the first, hit a sac fly in the 3rd, then a 2-run, 2-out single in the 5th. He's driven in 3 of the 7. The 1-strike pitch. Bounced, gets away from Adams. No advance from Loeffler down at third. Did not get too far away from the catcher Adams. So everyone stays put. No sense with still nobody out and running yourself into an out. Route number 1. Smith comes set. The 0-1. Misses high. That was the 1-1. Counts 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Still nobody out. The Pilots have 4 and the bases are loaded. In the top of this 6th, the 2-1 drops a breaking ball in, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back-to-back bases loaded walks to Orr and McKenna. Loeffler's at third, so good speed on the base paths for the Pilots. The 2-2. Inside corner, strike 3. Hackworth down, looking for out number 1. And now the right man comes up to the plate. It's the switch-hitting third baseman Wells. Went 3 for 5 last night. He's batting over 400 to come into this game. He's 0 for 3, but the law of percentages would say he's due for a hit. Checks his swing. They say he did not win a round. Counts 1-0. The 9th batter for the Pilots in this inning. They've got 4 runs on just 2 hits, 2 errors in the inning, and 2 bases loaded walks. Counts 1-0 on Wells. The 1-0. Gets the outside corner. Counts 1-1. So Wells, who drove in 2 last night and stole 4 bases, held out of the hit column to this point. The 1-1. Way outside. Counts 2-1. Loeffler off third or off second. McKenna off first. All 3 have RBIs in this inning. Wells at the plate. Pilots have scored the last 7 runs after Elmira put up 5 in the bottom of the 2nd. But this game's still a very long way from over. 2-1 pitch missed high, and the count is 3-1 on Wells with nowhere to put him on the base paths. The 3-1. Lined into right. Schaefer on, will not get there. Loeffler will score. Christian Orr rounds third. The throw goes to third. It's a 2-run single for Hunter Wells, and it's 10, or make that 9-5 here in this one. So Wells picks up 2 RBIs on the single. McKenna goes first to third. Loeffler and Orr both score. There's still just 1 out. And now for the 2nd time in this inning, it's Will Alaka. Runners on the corners, just 1 out. Pilots have 6. They're looking for more. Alaka started it with a bloop single to lead off this inning off of Smith. The 10th batter in the inning. The 1-0. Grounded into the glove of Major. He bobbles it. Only play to first. Great scoop by Coombs. Robs Alaka of a base runner, but he picks up an RBI on the fielder's choice as McKenna scores from third. And the Pilots have doubled up the Pios. It's 10-5. So McKenna scores his first run of the game. Alaka picks up his first RBI on the fielder's choice. Wells retired. Or Wells moves up to second on the fielder's choice. Alaka retired on the fielder's choice ground out. First pitch grounded to third. Major will fire to first to end the inning, but the Pilots get 7. 7 runs, just 3 hits in the inning, 2 errors, And 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Pilots up 10-5 here in this one. Bottom of the 6th. 6, 7, and 8 for the Pios. First pitch from Adam Donovan. Chop to Orr. He'll play it on a hot fire to first for out number 1. The Pilots, after trailing 5-0 after 2, have scored the last 10. In the top of the 6th, they batted around, sent 11 men up to the plate, scored 7 on just 3 hits, 2 Elmira errors, and the Pilots left 1. 6 different Pilots picked up a run, or a run batted in, including Hunter Wells, who picked up 2. The first 7 batters in the inning reached for the Pilots. First pitch to Braden Coombs. Swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. Just 5 runs off 5 hits off of Donovan. All 5 runs came in the second when Elmira batted around thanks to 2 Pilots errors and scored 5. So the third shutdown inning opportunity for Donovan. He's 2 for 2 tonight. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. Game still far from over. The 1-1. Lining to left. Coombs is going to reach base. He's 1 for 2, and the Pios have a 1-out base run. So 15 total runs on just 11 hits here in this one. Still have a long way to go if you want to compete with what these 2 teams did on the final Friday before the All-Star break, scoring 35 runs on 46 hits. There were 3 errors made in that game. We've already seen 5 errors made in this game. Batter's Jonathan Crimmin. Walked, scored a 1 run, and then grounded out to second. He's 0 for 1. First pitch. Upstairs, counts 1-0. Adam Donovan on in his 6th inning of work. He's gone 5 1/3. He's given up 5, however, just 1 earned. Pilots lead this one 10-5 after getting 7 in the 6th. 1-0 pitch lined into right center field. Carney over. He will make the play in the gap for out number 2. So Schaefer flies out to the right fielder, Carney, and there's 2 away. After that second out, Donovan has thrown 74 pitches through 5 2/3, and the batter's the number 9 hole hitter, Devin Adams. Would love to end it right here with the leadoff man waiting on deck. Donovan throws over, trying to catch Braden Coombs napping ahead of the first pitch. Towing the first base side of the rubber, working from the stretch, it's Donovan. First pitch swinging is Adams, fouls it back, counts 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, Pilots doubling up the Pios, 10-5 after 7 runs in the top of the 6th. 1 strike pitch, missed inside, counts even at a ball and a strike. Donovan looks over at first, Battaglia holding the runner on. The 1-1 swung on and missed, counts a ball and 2 strikes. Donovan from the stretch. The 1-2. Grounded to short. Hackworth will play it on a hop. Flips to Christian Orr at second to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 6. Pilots on top. They lead this one 10-5 here at the historic Dunn Field.